In this video, I'm going to go over a little bit of flag work that I do with my horses. I'm going to talk about what I use the flag for. Primarily, you can think of it as a desensitizing tool. The other thing you think about it is an extension of your arm. My hand only reaches out here so far, but now I've got a much longer one here. And I think of the flag that way, that it's just an extension of one of my limbs here. I use it to desensitize the horse, to show him something scary that otherwise he might be really afraid of. I want to show him that he can trust me by the way I present it to the horse, that I understand his fear about such things that are scary, and I want to be able to have him respond to it should I use it as an extension of my hand or my arm, should I need him to move out some more. In the beginning, the way I'm going to present this to the horse, I'd like to present it in a way that he can stay, and I might come in and rub on him, then I might rub him with the flag. I'll get it out of there. I'd like him to process that a little bit, that, well, that was a scary object, but I didn't die. And he didn't have to leave either. Now, chances are your horse is going to feel like he has to leave. Well, you might do that again. Here, I'll ask him to move out. Let's say he had to move when I touched him with that flag. He might go much livelier than this. But then going back to my lead by and getting the hindquarters to untrack and reassure him that he's just fine here, I might come back in and touch him with that flag and get it out of there. Now you notice I came in about shoulder height or above. This zone down here is a little scarier for the horse. It has to do with his sight. And you'll see some of those old Western paintings where the rider is unlodged from a rather bumpy ride. And it has to do with the horse being worried about that place. And because he's feeling confined, he goes to bucking. Well, I don't want him to feel confined. You notice he's not too terribly confined here. But I'd like to be able to come in high with that flag at this point, get it in and get it out. If he had to move, he can move. He can go right around me here if he had to do that. But I'd like him to be able to stay. I'd like him to learn to trust me. Think if this were hanging in his stall or out in the pasture off the fence, he'd be playing with it. He wouldn't be worried about it at all. Even if the wind was blowing and it was making noise, he wouldn't be too bothered by that. But put a human on the end of it, now he's concerned. And I'd ask, why is that? And you should be asking that too. Well, it may be with the trust he has or the issue he has, not sure he's going to be safe with what's on the end of it. So this is an opportunity, presented the correct way, to build trust. And the next time you have a scary object that the horse is worried about, you've already worked on something that can get you to where you've got some trust going on for you. So in time, I'd like to be able to pet him with this. And like I said, I don't want him to be totally desensitized to this if I should add some life to it. It's an extension of my hand. I'm going to ask him to move off from the flag now. It's a different feel. There's a different energy from me. I have an intent inside me that I'm projecting to the horse for him to move. Should I send him out on a bigger circle, then I still have my hand out here. It's a little longer now in order to untrack the hindquarters, or to ask him to move out with a little more life here. A little more life. Thank you. We could just walk. A nice lively walk would be perfect. I'll give him a little bump here. I'm supporting a walk, not a trot. That's a nice walk there. Now I'm going to untrack the hind, and as I shorten up my lead, just like in the lead by, here I'm untracking the hindquarters, and I'm using the flag to help me untrack those hindquarters. I'm directing those hindquarters. Here, I'll fix here. I can use a flag for that too. And now I'm going to come in here and pet him to a stop. At first, when I approached him with that flag, you saw his expression, like, I think I'm going to keep going. And then he said, oh, wait, no, I don't have to go. The reason is he read me more than the flag. And I was not asking him to go. I was actually asking him to stop. In time, you'll get to where you can get down here by these feet with the flag. I'll ask him to be right here so you can take a look at this. I'll come down and get out. In time, I'll get down to the ground. I won't stay there. I'll come down and get out. Now, if this were the first time you were offering this to the horse, you might have a little concern there, and you'll see it in his action. But he's gotten to where he's accepting this. And that looks pretty good there. Another place that's going to be tough for the horse mentally is when you come through, I'll switch hands here. When you come through underneath his chin, in front of his chest, in here, I'd go through there and get out. Don't stay there. You can go through to the other side where he was okay. Over here he was okay. And in time, you'll be able to have that flag underneath here and not have a problem. You don't want to leave it there long enough that he'd feel he had to strike. We don't want our horses striking, and we don't want to do anything to cause them to do that. So in and out, read your horse. He'll tell you what he can handle and what he can't. It'll be up to you to offer in a way that works for him. When you do that, again, you're building the trust. You trust him first and help him find a way to trust you. We don't want to force this on the horse. We don't want to force anything like that on the horse. Come in here and get to where he's okay with this. Sometimes I might ride him out in the pasture to gather in the other horses. And often we refer to that as flagging in the herd. Flagging in the other horses on a saddle horse. And I'm going to be in the saddle and I'm going to be out there driving the other horses. I want those horses to respect this flag. He would if he were one of those horses. My saddle horse, I want to ignore this flag. So I might actually be in front here, in front of his face, and might even get a little careless and ask him to move into that and trust me. And should it land on him once in a while, that's okay. I want him to be okay with it. I want to desensitize that issue for him. So I hope you find this useful, and I thank you for watching.